Hi guys, welcome to my channel. If you are new to my channel, please subscribe by pressing the red button down below, and if you are already a subscriber, I want to say a big thank you to you and keep watching this channel. So in this video I am going to be sharing with you guys 5 things that you need to know before you go for your practical driving test. So the first tip is, even if the worst happens, you've still got forever. The reason why I'm saying this is because I failed my practical driving test the first time I went for it, and I was so devastated. Like, I was crying. My instructor was giving me tissues, but the tears was just rolling. And someone actually said to me, I think it was my dad was like, you know what, do not think too much into this thing because you've still got forever to do this. And he told me that on the day that I'm going to pass my test, I'm gonna look at it like, oh, is this it? You know, like, it's gonna feel like, is this what I've been stressing so much about? You cannot deny the reality that if you go to any test center today, tomorrow, whenever, you are going to see people who have passed their test and you're going to see people who have failed. So as much as you want to be positive and go with it with a positive mentality, just be ready that it goes either ways. If you pass, good, excellent, and if you do not pass, I cannot say you shouldn't cry, because I don't know if someone can actually be stopped from crying because you've wasted money and so on and so forth. But just try to have at the back of your mind that you've got forever to do this, and the day that you're gonna do it and pass it, you're gonna just be like, oh, okay, what's the big deal? What was the big deal? Why was I killing myself? You know, so eventually you will pass. Just keep consistently doing it. The next tip that you have to have at the back of your mind is, have the right amount of confidence. Do not be too confident and do not be less confident, if you know what I mean. First of all, you want to be confident enough for the instructor to see that you are a driver and you are confident in your driving. But also, you do not want to be too cocky in the sense of like, oh, I know more than you, the instructor, you know. So try to see where you can get a balance between both and go with an open mind. That is what I would say. No matter what your level of experience is, even if you've been driving before, even if you think you are the best driver in the world, do not go for your test with too much confidence. Instructors are human beings like me and you know, and if you go with so much confidence, meet someone who doesn't like people who are too confident, and they might use it against you, and you might do the most little thing in your driving and they end up failing you. You might go with so little confidence that you will drive well, but the instructor will be like, he or she doesn't even feel confident in what they're doing. Just because you seem so scared or so less confident, they can end up failing you, which is unfair. So go with the right amount of confidence. The next tip is, do not feel that you are the instructor. What I mean by this is, do not start marking your test in your head. I think it's something that is very easy to do, and anyone can fall into that kind of temptation where you're driving and you're like, oh my god, I'm doing this right, I'm doing that right, oh, or I've done this wrong, or I've done that wrong. Do not mark yourself. Just concentrate on driving. That is what you are there for. Just get in the car and drive. If you made a mistake, just keep driving, because some instructors can actually be kind enough to let go of something. But if you made the first mistake and you're like, oh my god, I failed the test, and you just give up on every other thing, the instructor will have no choice than to fail you. But if you made a mistake and you continued your driving in a safe way, because even I've been driving for 2 years now and I still make mistakes every once in a while. So instructors do understand that you can make mistakes, but it's how good you're able to get back up and continue the driving and not feel down because you made a mistake. Another thing is, don't go through your test thinking, oh, I've passed, oh, I did everything right, I did my turn in the road right, I did my parallel park right. No. Allow the marking to the instructor. Let him be the one to tell you at the end of your test if you passed, because you don't want to be all confident in your head that, oh, I've done everything right, I don't remember making any mistakes, and at the end of the day you get to the test center and your instructor tells you you failed. You don't want to build your confidence up high and then someone lets you down. So just be neutral. Whether you think in your head that you've passed or you failed, the decision at the end is gonna determine what happens. So allow the instructor to do his job. The next tip is, do not assume that your instructor is biased, racist, or whatever out of the top of your head. Like, do not just get to your test and because of the person that you've got, let's say if you're a guy, because you got a woman, do not just think that, oh, she's gonna pass me because she's a woman. Or if you're bigger than your instructor, do not just assume that he's gonna pass you or if you're black and the instructor is white, do not just assume that he's going to fail you because he might be racist, you know. Go to your test with an open mind. What happened to me was the first time I went for my test, I actually did my test at Belvedere Test Center, and I had loads of people telling me that, oh, why did you do your test at Belvedere Test Center, that test center is racist, you should have gone to ERIF Test Center or whatever, you know. And I kind of felt bad. I was like, oh my god, I've already been to this test center and I failed once. Should I go again there and fail again? Because I was so scared from what I had heard, I decided to let my instructor be in the car on the day of my test, because obviously, because you can choose on the day of your test if you want your instructor to be in the car with you or you want your instructor to be out of the car. So on the day of my first test, which I failed, I decided to let my instructor be in the car with me so that the guy that is the instructor for the test will not be racist towards me. And regardless, I still failed. And the second time when I passed my test, I didn't let my instructor be in the car and I passed my test. So that just goes to tell you that if something is meant to happen at a particular time, it is going to happen in that time. And no matter what person, no matter the person's belief, no matter the person's racism, or no matter the person's whatever, you will pass your test. If it is the day that was destined for you to pass your test, you are going to pass your test. If you do not pass the test, I strongly believe that it wasn't the right time for you to pass. So do not look for stuff to blame it on. Go with an open mind and do not feel that people are out here to not make things happen for you, because things will naturally happen in the right time. Okay guys, the last tip that I've got for you guys is, if you pass your test tomorrow or whichever day that you are taking the test, congratulations, and make sure that you are a safe driver. Are people who pass their test and do not still feel confident in driving? If you do not feel confident in driving and you have money, book more lessons with your instructor to get yourself confident, because you do not want to get on the road and have an accident or something happens to you or anyone else. So make sure that you pass your test, and also make sure that you are confident as a driver. And do not forget all those things that you were taught when you were doing your driving lessons, because those are the things that will help you not to have accidents in the future, you know. For those of you who may not pass their test, maybe tomorrow or whenever, please take the next test as soon as possible. Do not feel discouraged and just leave it for like 1 month, 2 months before you do the next one. Take it as soon as possible. If you feel confident, take it the next week. If you feel like you need lessons before you take another one, maybe take it in 2 weeks time. Try to avoid having like gaps in your driving journey, because it is very easy to forget things, and you do not want to be in a position where the next time you come back to take lessons with your instructor, it's like you're starting back from square one. Hopefully, fingers crossed, you will eventually have your license and you will be a safe driver like me. Okay guys, I hope that this video was helpful, and I hope that the tips that I've been able to give you guys today are going to prepare your mind for whenever it is that you've got your test. I wish you good luck with your test. Do not forget to subscribe down below. There's like a red button down somewhere here on the left hand side, I think, that says subscribe. If you click on that button, you'll be automatically subscribed to my channel. That way, when I post any videos, you will get notifications and you would come to watch the video.